Alright guys, what is up? It's your boy Beast here. Welcome back to some more Pokemon Wi-Fi battle stuff. This match right here is another match here against a guy by the name of dittomywiz from YouTube, and he's a real cool guy. So go take him out after this battle, and he deserves a lot of more subscribers as well. He's almost at 600, so please go sub to him after this battle. And yeah, other than that, this is another PBR match here against this guy. It is an any tier battle, and it was a pretty fun game. The score though wasn't the closest, but it was still a lot of fun, so hope you guys will enjoy this battle. Now, the thing that I kind of see on his team that kind of makes me a little bit scared is his Drifblim, because obviously it is a ghost type, and ghost types usually just tend to scare me a little bit when I see them on the opponent's team, because they can take fighting moves and they can take normal moves, but other than that, his other pokes really don't look too threatening. But what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna lead off with my Primeape right here, and I know his Cacturne is ×4 weak to the U-turn, and even though that thing might have the Focus Sash, I know I'm gonna be able to bring it down low enough so my Entei can just revenge kill it, or not revenge kill, but just take it out of there with an extreme speed, because my Entei is adamant and choice banded. Now, I wanted to apologize about my Entei not being shiny, because only event Entei can get these moves, so technically my Entei is illegal, but it wasn't that big of a factor in this game either. So gotta go for the extreme speed on his Hitmonchan. It's gotta do a lot. I mean, that did a lot. That did more than half. That's a 2 KO on a freaking Hitmonchan right there. But I was thinking this guy's gotta switch out of there, no doubt, into his Drifblim, so I did not want to stay in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and set on my Sandslash right here, as he's gonna set on his Drifblim. Now, I was like, okay, let's just set up the Stealth Rocks, because I know Stealth Rocks is going to be useful, because he's got 2 pokes on his team that are weak to Stealth Rocks, and that being his Typhlosion and his Drifblim. And also he's got a Cacturne that has 1 HP left, and also he has no spinners whatsoever on his team. So I was like, okay, I gotta get up these rocks fast, because they will benefit me. So it turns out that this Drifblim right here is actually a Calm Minding variant, and I was like, no. This is not good at all, because if it gets up to like +2 or +3, then I'm pretty much fucked. But he actually just goes for the Shadow Ball, and he gets a crit. I'm not quite sure how much that mattered, but it takes me out regardless. So, go ahead and send an Entei, and I was like, okay, a Choice Banded Flare Blitz should take it out of there, because I'm adamant, and it pretty much just wrecks everything. And to my surprise, it actually does, and I was like, yes, this is great. I just got rid of his Drifblim, and I no longer have to worry about any ghost types, because ghost types are really just freaky as hell. So he's gonna go ahead and set on his Wailord right here. I was thinking he might have the Ice Beam and therefore predict my switch into Ivysaur, and then again, Ivysaur would have not been the best switch in, because it's not a special wall like this Politoed right here is. And I'm gonna set on my Politoed. It is not a Drizzle Politoed, because Dream World abilities are not in Gen 4, which I really do like, because you don't have any like permanent weather in Gen 4, or in Gen 4 OU, because you do have it in Ubers though. So what he's gonna do right here is gonna set on his what's it called, Cacturne, and just let it die, I guess. And just go for the Toxic. It's not gonna end up hitting anything, because his Cacturne just dies to the Stealth Rocks. So I guess that's cool. But he's gonna set on his Espeon, and he's gonna get hit by the Stealth Rocks. And I was thinking this thing might be another Calm Minding variant, and therefore I decided I'm just gonna go for the Encore, because I just wanted to be safe. And if it is a Choice Specs what's it called, Espeon, like I thought it was in the beginning, then I know I can just pretty much take any hit with ease, because this Politoed right here is extremely bulky. So gonna go for the Surf this turn, as this guy's just continuing to sub for some reason. I'm not quite sure why this guy stays in, but that's how it is. It's just gotta continue, go for the substitute. I guess he was just hoping for the Encore to wear off. I don't know really, but goes for another sub, as I'm just gonna go for the Surf again, and that's easy to get a break it, because Politoed does have pretty decent special attack. So I'm just gonna continue go for the Surf. I'm not gonna predict anything and just go for the Toxic. I'm just gonna continue to go for the Surf, and the Encore is still up there, so he's still forced to go for the substitute. And I believe the Encore fades away like right here, yeah, right here, and he actually decides to go for the Calm Mind right here. Now I did not want to risk anything, so I just go for the Surf again, as he's just gonna go for the Calm Mind this turn. This Surf right here is not gonna do much at all. He would have probably been able to set up another substitute after the leftovers, but yeah, another Surf would have definitely not broken his sub right there if he would have went for that. But you know, I'm just gonna go for the Surf this turn, and that is gonna take his Espeon out of there with a critical hit, which definitely mattered considering how much the last one did. So I apologize, dude, but that's just how it is. But he's gonna set on his Hitmonchan this turn, as I believe I'm just gonna go for the Surf again, as yeah, he's just gonna go for the substitute. He's got 2 Pokemon with substitute on his team, and I was like, whoa, what kind of Hitmonchan is this? I was really just wondering what kind of Hitmonchan set this was, because I was actually pretty curious, because he's got 2 pokes with substitute, and I usually don't run that. I usually just run maximum 1 with substitutes. So he's actually gonna go for the Drain Punch right here, and it's gonna do a lot. And I'm not quite sure if Hitmonchan does have the Iron Fist. I think it does. And in that case, it would be really, really effective, because you know, Drain Punch is a punching move, and you'd get back a lot of HP from that. And like I said, my Politoed is a special attack or specially defensive variant. It's not really intended to take physical hits, so that's why it's just gonna die to a second hit right here. And Hitmonchan is looking pretty stable right here. So I was thinking like, okay, let's set in my Primeape. It is Choice Scarf after all, and I know his what's it called? Hitmonchan is not Scarf, because you know, he did go for the substitute before, indicating that he's not choiced of any sort. And I believe he did have the leftovers as well, and I didn't really see, but I'd take it out of there with a close combat, and it's gonna go ahead and set in his Typhlosion this turn. Now, what I did not know at the time was that this thing right here was Scarf as well, and that's why he outspeeds me. I'm actually an adamant Scarfed Primeape, so that's why he actually outspeeds me. And he goes for the Focus Blast for some reason. I'm not quite sure why he does not go for the Fire Blast, but you know, Focus Blast. He goes for the Focus Blast and he misses, unfortunately. But I'm actually gonna go for the Close Combat this turn as well, and surprisingly, I take it out of there, which I didn't really expect. But I mean, I realized in this battle how incredibly powerful Adamant Primeape can be, because you know, it gets 339 attack, which is actually pretty good, and can work out from time to time. So yeah, good game, dittomywiz. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Make sure to subscribe to this guy, because he's a really cool guy. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Leave a like rating if you did, and I will see you guys later. Peace.